once again here.
And it's in the most high-pressure environment imaginable as we have a quick look around the stadium here. Thousands of fans, pounding music, flashing lights. It's not an easy environment to thrive in, and Carbon, they have it all to play for now, or else their opponents will be running away with this grand final and that larger share of the $100,000 prize pool. This could be the final map between these two teams, or Carbon could be buckling their seatbelts, getting us ready for the long haul here, the full reverse sweep. No matter what they've got for us though, it has to start here on Ankara, and we will be jumping in just a moment. We'll see which side Carbon did go for. In case you're unfamiliar, the sides were randomized for the first map, and after that, the team who did lose the previous map gets to pick their side. So Carbon has had the pick for the last map. They chose Blacklist. It didn't go so well. They will get the pick here. We'll see what they go for as we get ready to jump into map number 3, potentially our final map here, Kyle.
Definitely very well could be. Carbon shaky to say the least throughout this best of 3 so far, but now more than ever they need to summon the courage to try and fight their way back into this. We've seen them do it numerous times throughout the group stages and even in the semifinals, but now this is their chance to prove themselves as we hop into Ankara. See what that side choice is going to be, but definitely going to play a very vital role in the ability for Carbon to succeed here. They have to have a phenomenal first half, or I just don't see them able to close this one out here.
Have to agree with you there. The last map on sub-base, they did go for that Blacklist side, which has been their weaker side. So if they were able to have a good start on Blacklist, then in theory, they could have fallen back on their superior defensive play and get us across the line. But despite the first 3 rounds going their way, they did fall 4-5 and then won only 2 more in the entire rest of the map. So I think Carbon at this point, you can't be gambling on closing the map on your stronger side. I think at this point, you've got to try and start it on your stronger side, go for that global risk pick. But I mean, there's a reason they're in that booth and not me. Their Blacklist might be something special, and it is indeed the Blacklist that they will be starting on here on Ankara. Only the second time we've seen it this tournament.
Definitely a risky decision to start off on that Blacklist side, but maybe they just want to show us that they have what it takes to power through, even on Pacific playing their more favorable side, I'd say, out of these 2 sides here. Pacific, we saw they had much more success in their semifinal match on their global risk sides, and as you can see, Revenge showing no fear. He's already slid so far up mid, and again, ZDD, he starts it off on the right foot here, but the trade comes through. Rec gets one in mid, but they still need to be cautious. Revenge playing incredibly close up here in mid, not even afraid to challenge these Carbon players. And Carbon, they're almost forced into a situation where they're already turtling up here once again, but here comes the peak from Revenge, gets the opening frag, or actually second frag on the table for his team here, and it's already looking like a difficult one here for Carbon.
Certainly is. Revenge just spotted out another as well. Can't quite hit that shot onto Rec, but will go untraded, which is the more important part at this point. He'll be able to fall back and maintain this numbers advantage for his team. And with that numbers advantage, Pacific Macta are just going to stack 2 and 2 on each bomb site, which means that Carbon have only a 1-man advantage when they all get into these bomb sites together as a unit. It's going to be a difficult one for them. If each of these site defenders can go 1 for 1, just accomplishing that much, then we're looking at a 1 versus 2 for whichever remaining member of Carbon it is. It's a grim picture.
Right now we see 2 players starting to group up here towards A, and Carbon, they seem ready to collapse in, but they have to be careful. Both the ZYK and RGM are ready for this one. Superman finds the opener. It's not going to matter, though. The double kill comes back. Make it a triple kill. RGM shuts it down, and that's a beautiful way to keep this ball rolling for Pacific Macta, slowly but surely closing in on a potential 3-0 sweep. 9 rounds left to make that happen here.
And Carbon, they're going to need to show us something more than they've shown us so far this grand final. Something akin to their performance in the semis, except even cleaner if that's at all possible. Their opponents, Pacific Macta, certainly showing high class, excellent form. It's going to be very difficult. The timing is off on the peak, but Kai still can't land the shot. I think he went for a pre-fire that missed, but Revenge, as always, immediately quick on the trade, and Aldrin actually going to lose that fight. Famous opens it up, so back into the 4 versus 4 now.
Famous again being that entry fragger for his team. We've seen him do tons of work, but it can't be Famous alone for Carbon to be able to come back and win this map. He needs his entire team to step up to the plate here in map number 3 in order to make this happen for Carbon and potentially take us into a map 4. But right now, Carbon, they're already fighting from behind here in this map, and right now it is going to be a tough situation for them as they progress forward. The bomb, though, going to be working its way early on here over towards this B bomb site. We are going to see it just slowly working in here, but Carbon, they seem ready to collapse here. But Pacific, they seem as well thoroughly set up here, split evenly across the board.
Carbon slowing things down once again, as they've done throughout this event. They're determined to play this slow style, and it can work when they have the picks to go along with it. I'd still like to see them just once go incredibly fast, try and shake up the pace, throw them off, but instead it's the execution coming in to this B-bomb site. The entry frags now being hunted for revenge, waiting in the back line. Superman not able to find ZDD, but Brando will get it done. Famous opens up ZYK. Now's the doable round for Carbon. 2 versus 4 for Revenge and RGM.
This should be their moment to close it out. Revenge and RGM would need something insane here to make this one happen. Revenge is already incredibly low on HP as well, but RGM, he's on the flank. Will Brando be ready for this position? No, Rek's actually the one to spot him out first. Can't connect on the shot, and it's going to be Brando, though, who's there for the finish. Revenge now in a 1v4. It's just not going to happen. Brando with a nice clean round there, and Carbon looking better here to start this one off. And honestly, looking at this, if Carbon can't get this early start, it's going to be a tough climb back into it, but 1-1, it's a good way to get it rolling.
It certainly is a decent start for the boys in black and red there. Need to do more, but the one round is at least better than going down 0-2. They've had some pretty shaky halves so far. Last game they started off 3-0, then lost that half 4-5. The first half of the first map, sorry, they went down 2-7. All 3 maps in this grand final, they have started on this blacklist aggressing side. And for this map here on Ankara, something needs to be different, or else this might be a quick close to our grand final here, but can't put Carbon too far in the bin just yet. Still with 5 players alive. Pacific, though, are being proactive and trying to find this opening pick.
ZDD hoping that someone makes the mistake of pushing through mid here. But right now, Carbon, they are going to be taking their time and just hunting these players down slowly but carefully. We do see Brando up here getting a little bit antsy there in A connector, but the bomb actually going to be rotating potentially here over towards B. They do leave Kai's in that A-long potential pick position to catch some rotators, but Carbon, they seem pretty dead set on going for a late B split. It looks like they are going to send Brando out mid as well, but Aldrin already shuts things down, gets the double kill. A devastating way to kick off this round, but he's not done just yet. He has a couple more players in his way here. Rek going to be stuck on the corner, but RGM's already found a kill as well. Brando, though, sneaks into mid, finds the double kill. Potential still for this round to go Carbon's way, but they need to be cautious because Revenge, he's rotated in to watch the underpass push out. But Rek, he catches one off guard. This is now down to a 2-on-2 and a very winnable situation thanks to Rek and Brando here, but it's not over just yet. Aldrin goes for the wide peak. Brando goes down, but Rek, he gets the trade. Can he do this for his team? It's down to a 1v1 RGM versus Rek for what could be a big round for Carbon.
This is not the first time we've seen Rek in this situation. A clutch that he needs to land. It's not as vital as when the scores are 7-8 or whatever they were the last time, but regardless, he will go back and get that bomb. Just 17 seconds remaining. He needs to work towards a bomb site, and he has actually picked the correct one. His opponent on the other side of the map, but already RGM is considering it, looking for the rotate over to the A bomb site, but it's not quite going to be fast enough. The bomb will go down for Rek here, just in time before the round timer runs out. And now Rek can try and clutch this one out for Carbon. This would be a massive round for them to convert, and RGM makes a mistake. He's spotted out. Doesn't get tagged down by that much. The grenade not going to do enough either, but time is not with Rek here. He needs to try and stay alive here, or else just go for this face, and he will get the spray out. Rek lands the 1v1.
And that was a great play there from Rek and Brando to win back what seemed like an unwinnable round for themselves, but this is the Carbon we were hoping to see. Their backs against the wall, and the clutches are now starting to come through. Kais, though, still needs to step up to the plate here. Hasn't yet to hit one of these shots in the early mid-hold, but we'll see if he can find his way into a couple here as we move forward. But a big thing to keep your eyes on, ZYK as well, completely silent so far in this matchup, which is quite interesting to see.
It is indeed, and for the extent of this grand final so far, it's not really been Kais with the arm. He was starting to hit a few shots towards the end of sub-base there, but a large part of it has really been Rek on the sniper rifle that's been doing a lot of work here for Carbon. So Kais certainly needs to step up to the plate here if he can. A lot of pressure on his shoulders, and Revenge is already sneaking around looking for early picks. Hope he presented one. Still going to contest this angle. He's putting an awful lot of pressure on Carbon, not that they yet know it.
We are going to see them going for a little bit of a sneak play here over towards B. And rightfully being cautious here, they did run into Aldrin on this angle earlier, but this time Pacific, they're going to be playing pretty passive on their side setups, just a standard 2-1-2 here. Aldrin, though, still going to be posted towards this B bomb side position. This time he's just going to be playing over by the triple boxes here, waiting for someone to make the mistake of peeking him wide out of B long. But right now, things just looking pretty slow moving for Carbon as well. They want to try and sort of filter out through this map, clear everything as they go, and try and find a way into an early pick. But Pacific, they are set up to put even more pressure onto Carbon here, not giving them any information to work with early on.
Now with under a minute left on the clock, Carbon going to need to make their move here, but Kai's finally opens up onto Revenge. That's a crucial opening duel for the young sniper. And he's going to go straight onto the push now with that Colt. CDD, though, opens up onto Brando. Still defenders waiting on this bomb site. Aldrin lies in wait, goes for that peek, not going to find it, the grenade there. The support is here from CDD as well, trying to lock Carbon out of this bomb site. They haven't yet pushed. They have committed to this side of the map, but they can't quite make it up. Now going to run up this ramp and look for these engagements. They peek together. Aldrin finds one, but needs to do more, and Famous is there on the trade. In swings ZYK, though. And now a very close situation indeed. The bomb can go down with just 10 seconds here, but it's down to the last player of RGM coming up from the long flank. And he's been spotted. The double peek is there. Sprays down one. Now RGM looking for the crucial 1 versus 2. And he's going to do it as well. And you can see how upsetting that is for Carbon. A massive one that they get stolen from them.
An unfortunate round. All they needed to do there was watch their flank, and again, they're punished for not doing so. And it's going to tie us up once again. Carbon looking for an early lead here, but they haven't been able to find it just yet. Their biggest lead just being 2-1 so far, but Rek gets the opening actually. Aldrin already taken out very early on. And Carbon, they're still trying to get these picks to go their way early, and so far, they're slowly starting to gain that early round momentum that they've been looking for throughout this entire matchup, but they're going to have to do more than that. Pacific, they've been getting better and better on these post-plant situations, but we can't forget Pacific, they had a very weak blacklist side, so if Carbon can have at least a close or even a win in this half, they should be feeling a bit comfortable going into that second half.
It should be, but it's going to be close. CDD will be caught out, but still manages to find one before going down. Great conversion from him to keep it semi-competitive. It's still a man disadvantage position for his team, but doesn't go down for free. In the meantime, the sniper's now going to come into play. Revenge starting to aggress and look for a pick over here. He's been in this position a few times now, Carbon. Going to need to punish him if they want to continue on into this round, but Revenge not really having the greatest of games so far either, just 2 and 3 in the 5th round. Carbon, though, with that man advantage, the onus is on them to make the play to win this round.
Now they're just going to let the clock run down for a minute here. They're hoping that someone peeks them in this position, but it's actually going to be Pacific doing exactly what they need to, just safely collapsing around their position, but not going for any engages just yet. Now Carbon, they know they're going to have to make their move, but keep in mind Brando still is on this lurk position and could potentially catch RGM on a late flank, but Brando, he has to be careful as well. If he's not continuously cautious, it could be trouble, but Revenge finds one on the underpass cross, gets the double kill. Revenge again holding it down for Pacific Macta here, and it's going to be Rek all alone as RGM finds himself a frag. Unfortunately for Revenge, though, not going to be able to close it out just yet. Rek, can he come up big for Carbon here? It's down to the 1v2. He's already getting collapsed on as well, but he has to get this bomb down. Only 20 seconds to get it down fully and be safe here, but it's just not going to happen. ZYK, the wide peak, takes him down, and again, Pacific turning these rounds back in their favor.
I love that even across the entire length of the stage, Pacific are still getting up, getting loud, and trying to get in their opponent's face. It's difficult when they're so far apart, but it's giving them a lot of confidence as they now take the lead here on their global risk side. Kai is going to find that first pick. Superman with a second. Finally, this is the fast play that we've been looking for from Carbon. They're helped out by Pacific trying to get aggressive in their own map control, but still winds up with the attacking side getting 2 kills for themselves and leaving a lot of work to be done by Pacific Macta in this one.
Aldrin, though, still in a key position. He actually went for that initial push with his other 2 teammates that had fallen, but he stayed here and waited in a passive angle for Carbon to potentially go for the late play towards A. So Aldrin, we'll see if he can hold things down here. He has the support, and his entire team has actually rotated in to play around him as well. I like this positioning here from Pacific. They've got Revenge posted in mid in case of a rotation as well. So Pacific, again, just zoning these players into a box and then trying to take the fight. Almost a shot there in mid, but unfortunately not going to quite connect there onto Revenge, but he's going to actually force a full rotation. He's going to be all the way back on this B bomb site. So now this A hold has to be on point here. It's really going to be on ZDD to slow things down here, and he does not have the HP to make it happen, but he still gets the double kill, finally gets traded out, but that could be enough of a stall for Pacific to rotate in here. Revenge already working his way through a connector potentially, but no, he's actually going to go for the full rotation as Aldrin still has yet to move from this A connector position. So far, Carbon, they have exactly what they need to lock this down, but they still have to be incredibly careful. Revenge and Aldrin, two deadly players, especially when it comes to these late round situations. They're going to go ahead and rotate. They thought it was B for a split second, but Aldrin, he knows he's going to be mistaken now. Revenge already scouting out for a potential pick here. Wreck low, famous on half HP. And here comes the rotation through from Aldrin as well, but he definitely wants to be careful here. Kai is going to be just outside the vents, waiting to see what happens here. The bomb, though, already ticked down. 18 seconds. He has to move now. Revenge, he's got to find an opening quick here. Aldrin forces his way in, but it's just not going to happen. Kai's and Wreck clean this one up, and Carbon, they're able to hold on, but still these rounds are close neck-and-neck rounds that Carbon can't afford to be making this close in these situations.
As long as they get the win, that's all that matters at this point. There's no punishment for losing 4 players in a round. You can still get all of your guns, everything back in the next round. So for Carbon, at least for this map, I feel like as long as they get the win, it's going to be okay. But moving further into this series, they're going to need to be a lot cleaner if they can even get the victory here on Ankara. Moving into the last 2 maps, potentially, they're going to need to be a lot cleaner than just winning scrappy 2v2s and 2v3s if they want to make it all the way.
We do see Superman trying to get some vision here over towards B long early, but he's actually going to back off and group up with his teammates here over towards A, which looks to be where Carbon want to test their luck once again. They were successful in the last round, so it would not surprise me at all if they went in for an execution here once again. This time it is going to be ZYK and RGM on the initial, but right now Carbon, I like this play. They're going to be rotating out for information. They send both Brando and Famous in there to A connector to go through,
Contact
scout
play.
out mid. And they're going to be playing for that contact play in mid, but right now, there's actually no one directly on the mid hold. They've just got a passive hold on mid here, all the way over from the B side. So Carbon, they see that it's clear. They see that the rotation is going to be a tad slower, and that's a good signal for them to attempt to go in for this A take.
Big fan of contact players here from Carbon. Slow, try and walk out, find yourselves a headshot or two, but haven't found anything just yet, so they will be gearing up, as you say, for this A. Execute the nades, start to rain in. The push coming. First 2 frags, they'll go the way of ZYK. RGM will go down for free, and ZYK caught in the reload. ZDD saves him. It's a 4 versus 2. Kais finally gets involved, but ZDD is on the hunt, swinging out, trying to find this opening frag, and he'll grab it too. It's all up to Kais. Swaps the AWM out for an AK-47, trying to do what he can, but he's been spotted. And in the 3v1, they're going to jump on him. They will get it done as well. That's a clean round in the hold on the site from Pacific Macta.
Definitely a great round from Pacific, and again you see Carbon, the rounds get close, but this time Pacific walk away with a win, and now they are back on top here as well, 4-3. We definitely expected them to win this half. Carbon still keeping it close, but it may not be enough at this point because Pacific, they see the light at the end of the tunnel here, and they are just 6 rounds away from being your champions here at CFGI, and they are slowly closing in on making it a reality here. Superman, though, does get the opening pick, takes down ZDD. A nice way to get things started for Carbon, potentially looking for the tie, but Revenge already there to answer back. Beautiful pick coming out from him, and it's already down to a 4-on-4.
Revenge is just not missing much at all in these grand finals. I've seen him miss maybe 2 or 3 shots so far in 3 maps, which is about what we expect from him. He's an incredibly accurate sniper. One of the best, if not the best, in the entire world at this point.
We do see a rotation coming through from Carbon as well. They're going to go ahead and fall off that A-long control play. It looks like they're going to try their luck over towards B this time around. It's been pretty unfortunate on most of their B takes. They've had a little bit of success, though, but getting through Revenge and Aldrin is just such a difficult task that there's not a likelihood of success here. Even when you have the numbers, Revenge and Aldrin, they're just great at locking down executions and making sure nobody can get through. So Revenge, he's going to have that first line of sight here. This time, though, it looks like they want to send Kais in front to try and challenge that initial pick from Revenge. But Kais, he's definitely struggled in this meetup, to say the least here, but Revenge, such a deadly player to be going up against in a one-on-one.
Very difficult prospect for young Kais to try and win that sniper duel, but certainly something that he's capable of doing. We've seen it before so far this tournament in CFGI 2018. For now, though, they will be slowing down. Not peeking into revenge just yet. And they do go for that. It's crucial that Kai's makes that work. But with under 30 seconds left, Carbon, they need to get a move on here, and it will be over towards B, where Revenge will be waiting for the test. The peek comes through. He hits one onto Brando, peeks up, but Kai's gets the trade. That's the crucial kill. And now into a 3 versus 3 with just 13 seconds remaining. They need to get this plant down, and Aldrin and RGM already here on this bomb site and waiting, trying to waste the time. There isn't much time. The plant is being attempted and being covered. They will just get it down. And the kills do come through, but into the 2 versus 2 now. CYK grabs one, pushing up the ramp as well. His teammate will come in from the other side. So it's a crossfire here. And there's the first kill coming in for CYK. He's going to get both as well. That's another round going to Pacific Macta now. And every single time they get one of these wins on the board, surely they can taste it getting closer.
And unfortunately for Carbon, that's the second time on their B take where they've lost just to a single flanking player, and they've got to be more cautious once they get that bomb down of that immediate flank if they truly want to bring this back. But it's only one round that they have left to even win in this first half. But Revenge, he's going to shut it down early, finds one onto Superman. Kai's, though, again there for the trade, keeps it even in a 4-on-4. But Carbon, this is a round that they desperately need. They don't want to be going into a second half 6-3 down already after facing 2 map losses. This is really looking like a very winnable situation. The potential 3-0 sweep so high right now.
And Pacific at this point, it is theirs to lose, and lose they have not been doing. So far here, we've played almost 2.5 maps. After this round, we will have played that, and so far, they've let 11 rounds slip over 3 maps. Carbon currently have lost 25.
An incredible disparity there in the score, but it just goes to show you that Pacific has really stepped it up here, even in the grand finals, making improvements in each individual on this roster. You can tell just by looking at their current frags, they're all playing incredibly well. Even Aldrin, who was one of their key players in the group stage, he's still keeping up here, but he doesn't even have to be that key player anymore. Everyone is playing so well right now on Pacific that all they have to do is continue playing as a solid unit, and Carbon has no answer to take these rounds away from them. They've already secured the half here, but it's going to have to be a potential for even more, because Pacific, this is still a round that they could take away. 4v4, the bomb actually going to be in mid here, potentially Carbon going to try and split out of mid, but it still looks like they're favoring that late A.
And there is 2 players still locking down this bomb site. In the 2 versus 2, Pacific just playing the waiting game here. ZDD once again jump spotting at the window there, not going to find too much. The flashbang through, no peek off it though, good discipline. No need to try and peek into what potentially could be all 4 players, but Rek hunting for the opening frag to make this round doable. He's going to miss the shot. RGM will get that. Rek gets one with the pistol, but surely will be overrun here. CYK will close him out, and Brando's there for the trade. Now into the 2 versus 2, Famous and Brando against RGM and Aldrin. 9 seconds left. Not much time. This bomb plant has to go down. Aldrin will get it, and Famous, I think, can just about get this bomb down. Indeed, he will. And now it's him versus RGM. Famous, the veteran, needs to step up with a big round here. He's been good, but can he be this good? The timing going to be everything on this peak. RGM slowly working his way in, hasn't yet found where Famous is playing from, but it's the instant headshot. Famous lands it, and it's a crucial clutch for him.
Definitely a great clutch there from Famous, but the question now remains, will it be enough for them to take the second half into a victory and potentially keep the dream alive here and take it on to another map? Still, they're going to be down 5-4 at the half here, not the half that they were hoping for. However, we have seen the past struggles of Pacific on this blacklist side of Ankara, so the potential still remains for Carbon to take this map number 3 and push this series even further, but they still have to find a way to try and cancel out Revenge. He has been unstoppable in this matchup so far, and that continued confidence from him could be the deterrent that Pacific needs to close out this game.
Could indeed be. Still going to be a very difficult one for Carbon to recover. They do get 4 rounds off on their blacklist side, equaling their performance of the last map, but now they've got to outlast the incoming Torrent, and Rex onto the shotgun this time. It's been Brando the last few maps. For the first time, it's Rek. Only the 3rd time we've seen an XM in this tournament. All 3 of them coming from members of Carbon. Just looking for that change up, looking for something different. They've got a double stack there on the other side of the doors, hoping that Pacific will give them a couple kills.
An interesting decision, but to be fair, it's only really worked a couple times from Carbon. It's definitely just sort of a one-off play you've got to try and make here and there to get that opening pick to go your way. But this only really works if Pacific decides to run into this B stack. But right now, it doesn't seem to be the case here. Pacific putting the majority of their numbers towards mid and A, but Carbon, they do risk something by having two forward B players. They don't have a whole lot of control over these two mid players' potential push into them, and that could give them control of the global risk spawn. And then from there, Pacific can just take this bomb wherever they'd like, and it looks like that's exactly what might happen here. Pacific is starting to notice there may be an opening over towards this A bomb site in Carbon. This gamble could potentially backfire.
Especially if it comes to a retake situation. Rex is going to have to hope that there's an AK somewhere he can grab, because shotgun's not going to be too great for him on that retake, but here comes the execute. All grenades pouring into the bomb site. It's just Superman to try and delay here. The rotation actually has come in. Rex, though, with that shotgun, going to go down. Revenge steps up with a giant double. And here comes Aldrin looking to do damage, but Superman dances back with a quick two of his own. Still a disadvantaged situation as the nade touches down on him. But it's Kai's and Brando as the bomb hits the floor. They have to convert a 2 versus 3 against Pacific here, and they're already hunting for this retake coming out onto the bomb site now, but it's a passive setup, and CDD gets one. Brando can't do anything, and Pacific Macta, they stay strong again. It's Revenge again opening it up.
Revenge has just been unstoppable, and he continues to reign supreme in this matchup so far. 6-4 Pacific, just 4 rounds away from taking the victory here in the grand finals. In Carbon, they have to find their answers quickly. Otherwise, this grand finals could just slip into a 3-0 victory for Pacific Macta, but rightfully so. They've been playing out of their minds here in the grand finals, and honestly throughout this entire tournament as a whole. But CDD, he's going to go for the pick. Kai's, though, misses that initial shot. He's going to have to fall back here. Right now, though, we do see a potential push here coming late on to B from Pacific, but they have a decent amount of map control to work with. Aldrin, he's already pushed up here in mid, potentially looking for that one-on-one peak challenge from a connector, but Famous, he's going to make the smart decision to fall back here. Doesn't want to get caught out B long all by himself.
No one on Carbon wants to be that player who dies first here. No one wants that sort of pressure on them. The Pacific at this point, with 1.5 minutes remaining, are getting ready to move up and head into one of these bomb sites. It looks like it will be the A bomb site again. This time, 2 players here. Their hold needs to be better than the last round, though. The retakes have not been working out too well for Carbon thus far. Really just the post-plant situations on either side haven't been working out for them too well in general, so it's going to need to be good here, but the execute's going to come out, and in go Pacific into this bomb site. The 1-for-1 comes out immediately, but Brando needs to do more, and he can't quite convert this frag. The pistol will come out, though, and he keeps it at 3 versus 3.
And now it's all about the retake here. It is going to be Kai's already rotating in from the GR spawn wall. The rest of his team going to meet up here with him as well. But Pacific, they're playing back off of this bomb. They're going to try and fight their way back in, but Rex already found one. Could they hold on here? Carbon looking for the round. Kai's finds another, but it's all on Revenge. Can he be the hero of his team once again? Not this time, though. Famous shuts it down, and Carbon, they decide to claw back into this one, but they are still 1 away from a tie. You can see the hype there, though, from Kai's, but it's not even close just yet for them. They've still got to win this map and another 2 to take this one away.
A long road ahead for Carbon, but at least they're starting off the same way, or the right way. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and Carbon are looking to make their first steps now on the way to this 0-2 to 3-2 reverse sweep that they'll need. Pacific still have the lead here on the map, and definitely the lead in the series, but Carbon are keeping it competitive, and Revenge somehow still gonna find the frag. This man can't miss.
Just incredible play there, Revenge. I'm not sure how he even connected that shot onto Famous, and now Famous, he's going to be down and out for this one. Carbon losing one of their key players, and Revenge, he's going to continue to force the issue, just forcing his way up mid, leading the charge here with his team. They're going to try and just go mid to B off of this one. Rek going to run into some trouble, but he still manages to get that frag, but he's immediately traded out here. Aldrin gets the double kill. This could be all they need to take a 7th round now. Superman and Brando looking for some sort of redemption here, but Aldrin He gets a third kill. He's not done just yet, but Superman finally trades it out, but it could be too late at this point. A 1v3, but he finds himself a second, now down to a 1v2. Could he do this? The 4 kill and the clutch, looking for a great opportunity for Carbon to tie it, but still, ZDD and RGM stand in his way, and they're both very close to his position. ZDD finishes it off, though, and just like that, this could be the beginning of the end here for Carbon.
And you can see in the reactions of Pacific Macta, they can feel this one getting closer and closer. They know how little more they need to do to get this one across the line to 3-0. They need as many rounds as maps at this point. 3 rounds for 3 maps. And Carbon, they're going to start off the right way with Superman taking down ZYK. That's a big impact fragger down for Pacific. But there's still so much more for the North Americans to do here.
Famous finds one there as well, so this round looking better and better for Carbon to be able to close it out and take another round on the board, but still they have to be cautious. Revenge still being alive should make everybody on the roster of Carbon still incredibly nervous in this situation, because Revenge has been picking them apart even in these number down situations. And right now Carbon, they've made the mistake of gambling on a stack as well, and this stack is going to be the exact opposite of where this bomb is heading, right onto the A bomb site. So Carbon, this is going to be a gamble and a huge risk for them that may actually result in Pacific being able to pick up yet another round. They're going to have to play full retake here in a 5-on-3, and Pacific, they're realizing now that this site is wide open for the taking here. Carbon, this is a very risky decision, but you can see the rotations already starting here. These 2 players in the GR spawn, they're working their way in quickly. We're going to see potentially a 5-man stack though, but RGM, we've seen him hold these close quarters angles. He's going to have a chance to mow down every single player on the Carbon roster. This is a huge gamble from Carbon, sending every single player into a potential funnel of death here. Here comes the hit. Revenge gets the collateral though. Aldrin finds one, but it's still going to be Carbon coming out on top in a 2-on-1 there. What an attempt there though. Almost a potential devastating situation in that funnel in.
An incredibly risky decision from Carbon as well. I mean, in case you're just like very bamboozled as to why they would do that, the idea of the 5-player stack there is either Pacific hit the bomb site that they're 5 stacked on, they have the easiest hold of their lives, or they go for the 5-man retake. They know just how good Pacific have been at picking them apart, especially Revenge, and they choose, nah, we're not going to go with that. We're going to get the full retake across the board. It did eventually work out for them. Rek, though, going to push and find the first 2 kills. That might be the start that Carbon are looking for here. The pistol comes out for Kais. And ZYK pulls out his own Colt and will end him. Back into the 3-on-3, and Famous missing an opportunity. That's a big spray down to miss. And despite some very low health on the side of Pacific Macta, they still stand with a man advantage, and they're around the lead.
The bomb will get down now. Carbon desperately wanting to hold on to this one, but Pacific doing a great job potentially to take this one away from them. Superman and Brando have the health to work with, but ZDD, he's up here in the tower, finds one. It's now down to a 1-on-3. It's not going to happen. ZYK shuts it down, and it's just 1 round away from match point.
Map point, grand finals point, $50,000 point for Pacific Macta. If they can just take 1 more round on their blacklist side here, they are 1 away. 5 frags from that $50,000 prize and being able to claim themselves as the winners of the CROSSFIRE Global Invitational 2018 here in Shanghai, China. Carbon, we've talked about their reverse sweeps throughout the group stage, throughout the semis. If there's ever a time to dig deep and pull through for these North Americans, it's now. They can't afford to give up match point here, have to play for overtime. They need to start that comeback earlier. They need to bring it back right here, right now. Rek on the Orm has been decent for them so far, but it's going to need to be something very special.
And here we have it, Pacific ready to collapse in on this B bomb site position. Rek, he's already been spotted here. Here comes the push, though. It's going to be Carbon trying to hold on for dear life, but Kais misses the double opening shots. This could be it here. RGM finds one. ZDD gets another Famous. He's able to trade, but it's not going to be enough just yet. Kais, Famous, and Superman trying to hold on here, but the rotations are already coming through. They have to be cautious here. Famous, though, he gets one. Superman finds another. It's down to a 3-on-2. Revenge and Aldrin, the last hope to hold on here and take this on to match point, but Revenge, he's already found one onto Superman. Kais, he's going to get caught as well. It's all on Famous in the 1v2. It's not going to happen. Aldrin finds the way to match point, and this could be it.
This could be the final round And at this point, you can see the pressure really starting to mount for Carbon here. Kai's missing some crucial openers. You got to hit at least one of those in that situation. As hard as they are, your team is depending on you when you hold that cross. They're difficult shots to hit, but your role is to do it. And Kai's, the pressure of this big stage really getting to him now. It could be all over here in just 5 more kills for Pacific Macta. They brought it all this way. They were the best team in the group stage. They made it through the semis, and now they're looking by far the best team in the grand finals.
And this is what it all comes down to. Pacific, this would be their first ever championship under their belt. So many times this team has fallen in a semifinals. Now in their first grand finals appearance, this could be the start of the end. Famous misses a crucial pick as well. Revenge gets out with 11 HP, and that is a devastating mistake there. Famous not being able to connect that frag leaves Revenge in a position where he can still make an impact on this round. The bomb already going to be forcing its way over towards a ZYK, taking a ton of damage. Carbon in a position where they could still take this one away from them, but the bomb has yet to commit. They're going to be falling back here. In Pacific, they seem a bit unsure of themselves now.
Certainly do, but still in a situation where they can make this play. It's actually pretty lucky for both players there, both that Revenge missed and then was able to survive. It's rare occurrences for both Revenge and Famous, but now what could be the final bomb site take coming in? The A site is the source of the hit, or the target of the hit, I should say. The grenades raining over, an RGM on the entry, can't find it, but ZYK grabs that trade. Revenge now getting involved, Aldrin 2, it's a 2 versus 4 for the championship. It has to be Rek, it has to be Kai's. They've both been sniping so far this map. Now they've got the AK on direct, but they need to do it here. It's now or never, and Revenge has found the flank, misses the shot, misses both, but he gets the info across to his team. They're still not looking at him. That's it. Pacific Macta have done it at 10-6 and the 3-0 in the grand final.
An incredible performance. Pacific Macta 3-0 sweep the grand finals over Carbon. An impressive performance to say the least here, and rightfully they will be the CFGI champions, taking home $50,000 as that first place prize, and for the first time they will be able to lift that trophy, a well-earned one to say the least here.
Exactly that. We thought it was going to be a potential 5 mapper. We were thinking Pacific had better off it, but we saw a definite couple of maps that Carbon had a great chance on, but it's not been the case. Carbon really couldn't get anything going to go down to 2-10, 6-10, 6-10 on Mexico Subbase and Ankara respectively. And Pacific Macta, the strongest team in the groups, an excellent performance in the semis, and now a clean shutout here in the grand finals. In this stadium, in front of this crowd, they've claimed themselves as the victors.
Just impressive performance. There's nothing I can say here. Pacific throughout this tournament, they were the dominating force within this entire group of teams, and they proved it once again here in the grand finals, just completely decimating Carbon and showing us that they are truly now the #1 team in CROSSFIRE. Moving forward, they will be the team to beat in every future event. You've got to watch out for these guys, but at the end of the day, just an incredible performance from every individual on that lineup, and as you can see, they are relieved and happy to be on top here.
Here they are, the victors, Pacific Macta, they've done it.
我们新鲜出炉的冠军 PM 战队。有比赛就有胜负，比赛就是这么残酷。你可能只是踏错了一步，但结果可能是天翻地覆。这就是电子竞技，这就是我们热爱的 CF。它可能只是一场游戏，但游戏何尝不是一种人生呢？ 同时，我们也要把掌声送给今天有出色表现的我们的 Carbon 战队，他们也是最棒的。我们获胜的 PM 战队正在慢慢走向属于他们最高荣誉的奖杯。感谢你们今天的精彩呈现，冠军2018属于你们。 2018 CFGI 穿越火线国际邀请赛决赛的端游的冠军已经产生，他们是来自马来西亚的 PM 战队，让我们为他们祝福，祝福他们在新的赛季能取得更好的成绩，同时也让我们一同为所有今年参赛的队伍加油打气，也祝福他们在2018年以及之后的赛季能有更出色的表现。谢谢他们，热火不息，激情不灭。